Yo, what's up everyone? 𝐒𝐤𝐮𝐦𝐚 Nightshade here. In this video, we are going to go over the recently announced Creative Space contest. They talked about this in the most recent NGS headline that we had, giving us the October 23 updates, and honestly, this is huge. The prizes for this are outstanding, and I encourage any of you to enter who are enthusiastic about creative spaces and proud of your creative space and the work that you do. What we'll do is we're going to look at the official article on the NGS website and go over how the rules work, what it takes to enter, and all of that so you're nice and prepared when you do plan to enter. I will leave a link to the article in the description in case you guys want to read it yourselves. Okay, so here's the article that is on the website under the Events and Campaigns section. Creative Space Contest. Winning entries will be featured in the official Creative Space. So when you go to the Creative Space menu, there's a side menu that shows featured spaces. And right now, what we have is the official 𝐒𝐤𝐮𝐦𝐚 spaces. We have 3 of those, as well as 3 of the official 𝓦𝓪𝓽𝓬𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓰 spaces. And that's where your creative space will be featured if you win. Now the description. Post screenshots and videos of your own creative space to X, formerly Twitter, and submit them via the application form. Winning entries will be featured in official creative space at a later date. We look forward to seeing your signature structures and innovative ideas. Now for the submission period. So it looks like it already started September 26th of 2023. And it ends October 24th of 2023 at 10 p.m. EDT, so it ends right when maintenance starts that Tuesday. The contest name, of course, is Creative Space Contest. We already read the description, but let's look at more details on that. So prize-winning works are scheduled to be available in the official Creative Space for approximately 2 months following the scheduled maintenance after the announcement of the winning entries. Details of their period of availability in the official creative space will be announced when the winning entries are announced. Oh, well, there we go. We'll know then. Official creative spaces are subject to re-release without prior notice. So I'm assuming, now this is just a guess, but I'm assuming that they're going to keep those spaces as official creative spaces. And instead of just having the 𝓦𝓪𝓽𝓬𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓰 ones once the 2 months is over, I think that they're going to rotate between the winner spaces and the official spaces. That would be pretty cool if they do decide to do that. And I'd love to see contests like this in the future so we have even more featured spaces. Now for the prizes, and this is what I was really excited about when I saw this on the headline. So the winning entries will receive the following items. The first thing is a unique trophy as a build part, the 𝐶Space Prize 23. So you'll have this unique trophy that you can display in your creative space along with your space being featured. That's pretty cool. You also get a ticket for 5,000 AC. So you get $50 worth of AC that you can use on scratch tickets. You can use on, I don't know, some of the sets of build parts that they have there, premium, whatever you want to use it for. And then you get a rental 𝐶Space for, let's see, 90 days. 90 days times 4. So you get a rental 𝐶Space for a whole year. All right, so more details on this. In-game prize items will be sent to receive campaign items at a later date during scheduled maintenance. So just like receiving any campaign reward, other than the keywords, you will get it after maintenance and it'll show up in that section. And depending on the circumstances, prize items may be subject to substitution. Now, I'd like to know a few more details on this, and I doubt that they would do anything crazy like replace the AC with like 1,000 AC instead of 5,000, but we'll see. That's the only part that makes me a little bit worried, but I think that's just a disclaimer just in case they have to do something like that. I doubt that they will. Now let's look at the eligibility. It looks like it starts off with pretty much the normal rules when it comes to this stuff. In order to be eligible for this contest, you must reside in a country where the game is legally available to play, be of legal adult age in your country, and at least 18 years of age. and you have to have access to the internet. Participants cannot be legal residents of countries currently sanctioned by the Office of Foreign Assets Control. All right, submission method. To enter the contest, you must post a screenshot or video on X, formerly Twitter, enter the required information on the application form, and submit at least one screenshot. Only one entry per person is allowed. If an eligible person submits more than one entry, only the most recent submissions shall be considered valid. So if you post two, the last one that you post is going to be the one that they consider for the contest. Just keep that in mind. Make sure you settle on one space you absolutely love for this instead of trying to submit a bunch of other spaces. That'll allow you to give more time and effort and put detail into that one space you want to submit. In my opinion, that's a pretty good thing. And it's fair for everyone who doesn't have time for making maybe 10 creative spaces. How to make submissions through the application form. So sign in using the support form on the official site via the link below. We have the link here. Select Submit a Request. From the category, select Creative Space Contest to submit. Enter the required fields and submit your entry. And we have some side notes down here. Note, please write Creative Space Contest in the subject line. And if there's anything else you would like to contact us about, please write it in the description. If not, please enter NA. Creative Space information required for the application form. The Creative Space name can be confirmed and edited via the Creative Space terminal in the Creative Space. As a heads up, I advise not changing the name once you submit it. Keep it the same name so it's easier for them to find, because I know finding things on the back end, I've personally had trouble with things like that when I became an official creator, like my rewards were, I had some issues receiving that. So I would just say make it as easy as possible for them to find so we don't run into any issues. But also include the Creative Space number, which can be found in the same spot. Screenshot formats accepted via the application form. So when you apply, the number of images you can submit is 4. The file size for those images, it's limited to 20 megabytes in total across all images. So just keep that in mind if you submit more than one. And the file format, make sure it's JPG. If you take screenshots using the in-game camera, make sure you go to your settings and you can change your save file. So normally I take my screenshots like PNG, but you'd want to make sure that that saves in the right format. You can also convert your screenshot to, and I'll leave a link in the description on how to do that. There are no restrictions on the format of screenshots and videos posted on X. So you can post PNGs on there, you can post whatever, but if you submit it through the application form, it has to be JPG. I just personally think you should just take them all the same way so you don't have any confusion and things like that. Now, posting on X, formerly Twitter, submit screenshots and or videos of your creative space using the hashtag Creative Space Contest. Please include the URL of the post tweet you posted in the URL of post section of the application form. So you want to post on X first. And this is how the selection process works. After the submission deadline, a preliminary selection shall be made based on the screenshots uploaded via the application form and on Twitter. Same with the videos. At the time of the scheduled maintenance on November 15th, those who have passed the preliminary selection shall be notified via in-game mail. At the time of scheduled maintenance on 11/22, a day after my birthday, Sega shall obtain the creative space data of those who have passed the preliminary selection. Entrants who have passed that selection shall have until this date to complete any final adjustments. So if you get notified on the 15th that you have been selected, go ahead and touch up anything you need to touch up, make any adjustments, and on the 22nd, they will finalize the actual file that they take, or the actual data that they take. Subsequent selections will be based on creative space data obtained at the time of the scheduled maintenance on November 22nd. All right, so there is a side note with this, But if the entrant's final adjustments have significantly altered what was submitted via the application form, 𝐤𝐤𝐮 may request that the entrant answer once more the creative space name and or what makes your creation special questions from the application form, which makes sense. Again, I would just advise keeping the changes as minimal as possible. I try to avoid issues, and I think that's the best option when submitting things into a contest. You never know. Sometimes just technicalities may end up getting you disqualified, and you don't want to risk that. Precautions, and it looks like we have quite a lot of them. Participants who make submissions to this contest being held by 𝐤𝐤 Corporation acknowledge and agree to the following. So here's the side note. After the campaign is over, we will delete personal information of participants whose submissions are not selected for delivery of prizes within 180 days. But for the precautions, submissions made via methods other than the official submission form will not be considered. So make sure you do your post on Twitter and you fill out the form. You cannot post it to them any other way. So via Reddit, via Facebook, whatever you choose, you have to do Twitter in the form. Please note that 𝐤𝐤 may not be able to accommodate revisions of the entrant's work or comments submitted after the submission period has ended. 𝐤𝐤 assumes ownership rights to all submitted works and may make unrestricted use of them at their discretion. So basically, this is, you give them the okay to keep posting it on there. So if they change the featured or they rotate the featured spaces, they don't have to give any notification that they're doing that. They can just do it. Participants agree that their submitted works will not be returned and that they forfeit all rights as their use. Okay, yeah, so basically that. Participants agree that 𝐤𝐤 may sell and or distribute winning submissions as in-game items in a manner to be determined by 𝐤𝐤. Now, this one is honestly not relative to the Creative Space contest. This disclaimer usually goes with the contest where people submit designs for items and weapons and baseware and things like that, because they're not going to sell a Creative Space. You're using all of the items that we already have in the game, so that's a little bit irrelevant here. 𝐤𝐤 reserves the rights to alter or adapt the submitted works for use as stipulated in these terms. Any submissions that basically go against TOS are offensive, discriminatory, anything like that type of expression is going to be ineligible for selection. If a submission is deemed unfit for award or 𝐤𝐤 otherwise deems it necessary, 𝐤𝐤 may revoke a prize even after it has been awarded, as well as take other appropriate action if a dispute arises within a third party or 𝐤𝐤 suffers damages as a result of submission. So again, having something that has really heavy copyright on the other side and 𝐤𝐤 ends up having a lawsuit against them or a request to take that down. Let's continue. The participant agrees to resolve the dispute at his or her own expense and responsibility and agrees to compensate 𝐤𝐤 for any damages caused by the dispute. The event may be canceled due to a variety of circumstances. So if something happens, they are able to cancel the event, which I doubt will happen. I don't think they want the backlash from the community if that happened. But, I understand you have to give those disclaimers. You never know what's going to happen in the future. Measures may be taken against those who do not follow the rules or who are deemed to have interfered with the event. Now here is the official rules for the contest, which is basically everything I just read with a bit more detail. But yes, that is how this contest is going to work. It is currently up, so if you have a space you want to enter with, then I encourage you to enter. I'm super excited to see what you guys do. PSO, I swear you are some of the most creative people I have ever met in my life, and I wish you all the best of luck. Stay comfy.